Today, I'm going to break down how we purchased the deal for no money out of pocket and how you can repeat the same exact transaction. So, this property we marketed to the owner over a text campaign and pretty much just said, "Hey, we're buying properties in the area. Would you consider selling?" And pretty much she got back to us with, "Yes, but I'm renovating the property and want to complete the renovations." And so, obviously, as an investor, typically you're thinking, well, you want to add the value yourself. You want to buy it distressed. That way you can get it at a discount. And that's definitely the way, most of our deals go. In this case, she had already hired the contractor, already committed to, him fulfilling the agreement and her, paying him, obviously. So, unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to get it at a cash discount. So, as she kind of closed out the renovations, we said, hey, we'd still be happy to check out the property with you. And, got to know her a little bit. And ultimately, kind of an unfortunate story, but, younger lady in her mid 40s. And her husband was the real estate investor. They owned some rentals in town. And he passed away, and he really, self-managed the properties. So she was kind of stuck with a pretty rough place that, a tenant moved out of and left it and, needed quite a bit of work. And so fully renovated the place, and, we had kind of approached her at the right time, and she said, "Hey, I don't want to continue renting this out. I just put all this work into it." And we said, "Listen, we can't give you a cash offer for," at the time, market value was about $145,000. She knew it, we knew it. We said, "Listen, we can't pay you that as an investor. We just wouldn't make a return there. But we'd be happy to pay, that full 145 if you would give us terms." And we knew that she owned the property outright, didn't have a loan on it. And she said, I might consider that. So kind of the negotiations started there. She said she wanted, a pretty large down payment, and, just kind of came back to her and said, "Listen, this is what we're willing to give you and why." We explained that the largest down payment we wanted to give her was about $10,000, and just said, "Hey, listen, this is, going to allow us to take on more opportunities and more deals, and we'd really appreciate the opportunity to work with you. We're happy to pay you some interest on the monthly payments." And that's kind of how, we got her down from, a $40,000 down payment to $10,000. From there, we kind of dialed in the terms. So the current agreement is a 15-year balloon, 30-year amortization schedule for $135,000 at 2% interest, which is definitely a really good interest rate. Again, with the $10,000 down, so total purchase price of $145,000. We then went and reached out to a couple private investors that we know and said, "Hey, we've got an opportunity. We are in need of $10,000 plus we said another $5,000 to close the property, and the only thing left that we needed to do was buy a fridge before we could market it for rent." And so in this scenario, we ended up getting a second position loan for $15,000 with a 15-year amortization because the balloon was going to come up in 15 years anyway, and that's at 8% interest. Obviously a little bit more risk for that investor, so that's why the higher interest rate. And that totals $143.35 a month, and the original note at 2% is $498.99 a month. So our total principal, interest, taxes, insurance payment a month is $804, just over $804, and the property rents for $1,250. And definitely one of the nicer properties we own. You can see here, granite countertops, brand new kitchen. I'll blow this up a little bit so it's easier to see, but they did a nice job with the work, and small bedrooms upstairs. But property had 105 applicants when we placed it for rent, and it's going to be a rental in our portfolio for the foreseeable future. So hopefully there's some takeaways there as far as structure and how you can kind of negotiate with the seller based on their scenario. She really just wanted to still see some income coming in passively, but didn't want to deal with tenants after the poor experience she had. And this was a great example to say, "Listen, we're going to pay you every month, set you up on auto pay. You don't have to worry about the property. You have no liability in the property other than that we still owe you some money." So that's kind of the breakdown of this one here.